Holly Singh. I'm the CEO and founder of Thesis Couture, which is a fashion technology company here in LA. We're essentially reinventing high-heeled stilettos by using structural engineering and sort of structural design. And today we're doing sort of our first brand editorial campaign. Daniela is our photographer today. Daniela's worked with some of the top fashion magazines as well as some of the best models in the world. Our creative director is Jason. Jason has done a million different things. My favorite stories is he spent 6 years working with Steve Jobs, helping define the Apple brand. And he came up with a really, really amazing campaign for us. Kelly, who's our senior counsel, Thesis Couture, has done a bunch of work in the entertainment community before. The universe brought us all together, and then the first meeting Jason, Gary, Kelly, and those of us at the Thesis team had, as we were talking to Jason, explaining who we are and what we do, he came up with this idea that we all really, really fell in love with. The name of our campaign is Evolve. Essentially, high heels have been the same for 100 years. We are stepping in to push it out of its rut via being a disruptive agent within the space. My background prior to Thesis, I worked at SpaceX for Elon Musk. Elon, obviously one of the best entrepreneurs of our time, because of how he designs and builds teams and how he approaches problems. So we try to take that same approach, evolution and not accepting the status quo, not accepting things how they are, and always trying to push something to be better is sort of a core mantra.
What the Evolve campaign means to me is the importance of inclusion and diversity of opinion, experiences, and point of view.
It is very socially provocative, super intense, so our goal is to create an image that really makes a significant impact.
I have a unique perspective, being someone of two very different perspectives in life, a Jewish father and a Black mother, so I've had the gift of being able to see very different sides of society and how society treats people.
So it's a really beautiful overall campaign, and then the image itself, when Jason said the first half, I was like, cringed and was like, oh my god, what could he possibly say after that could turn this into a good thing? And then he finished his sentence and I was like, my mind was completely blown. What we want to show with the Evolve campaign and the image is to rise above the status quo, both from a racial standpoint. It's a heavy time. My children are African American. I'm terrified every time they go outside. Are we accepting things as we are, or are we moving toward making things better?
And I think there has to be a sense of love and acceptance and embrace with it so that it doesn't feel like it's something that's forced, but more like you guys are accepting each other for who you are. And also, like, I see it as you're like looking in the mirror, you know, beyond the skin color, beyond all of that. You're seeing yourself in the person that's standing in front of you.
The campaign means that we are just pushing people to think about how they want to leave the world. What side of history do you want to be on? I want to be on the right side of history, and that means inclusion. That means acceptance of others, including lifestyles that you don't necessarily agree with. I'm a very big advocate of the LGBTQ movement and marriage equality, and sometimes different issues, political, religious, etc., will distract people from the kind of universal truth that we all are created equal.
Why push such a hot button at such a tenuous time? Ultimately, it's diversity. Diversity is what makes society beautiful, and it's what makes ideas beautiful. When you put people from different walks of life together at one table to solve a problem, their fundamental capacity to solve problems is more boundless than a homogeneous group. Diversity is the essence of innovation. It actually is, and always will be, what makes us great. As a fashion company, we're always inspired by how art influences culture and how culture influences art. We know that that connection is what drives the cycle of humanity's progress. So we wanted this campaign to mean something, that we believe inclusion is not just about what's right, it's also about what's smart. It creates excellence. It is in fact why society has achieved exponential progress in the last 100 years from the centuries before that. And it is also why the future will be brighter than the past.